Hey there, come on in, the water's nice. I'm your host, the Grammar Capybara, and today we're going to soak in a little bit of knowledge. We're talking about a special kind of word that's going to make your writing flow just as smoothly as this calm river right here. So take a look at this. The water is warm, I will soak, later I will eat. You know, for a capybara's diary, this is totally fine. It gets the point across, right? But listen to how it sounds. It's a little short, kind of choppy. The ideas are there, but they just don't really connect, do they? Does your own writing ever feel like that? You know, like you've got all these great ideas, but they're just separate islands floating around? Well, the good news is there's a really simple tool we can use to build bridges between them. Let's dive in and see how it works. All right, let's meet our sentence connectors. We're talking about a whole group of words whose entire job, literally their only job, is to connect your thoughts. Yeah, think of them as the expert bridge builders for your sentences. Okay, so here's the official name, conjunctive adverb. Sounds a little fancy, I know, but let's break it down. Conjunctive just means to join, and adverb means it adds some meaning. So what these words do is connect two complete thoughts. You might have heard them called independent clauses, and here's the really important part. They show the relationship between those two thoughts.
Right, so they're not just simple little connectors. They're like signs on the bridge that tell your reader exactly how the next idea is connected to the last one. Are we talking about a contrast here? A cause and effect? Is it just an extra idea? That's where their real power comes from.
And you've got so many to choose from. It's awesome. Take a look. If you want to add an idea, you could use moreover or furthermore. Need to show a contrast? However is the classic go-to. If you're showing cause and effect, therefore or consequently work perfectly. See? Each one gives you this incredible precision in your writing. Okay, so we've got our bridge building materials. But just like any good construction project, you've got to follow the rules to build the bridge correctly. We're talking about punctuation. Now, I know, this is where a lot of people get tripped up, but I promise you, it's actually super straightforward. Here it is, the number one rule, the big one. When you're connecting two complete thoughts, you put a semicolon before the conjunctive adverb and a comma after it. That's the magic formula. Complete thought, semicolon, connecting word, comma, another complete thought. You do that, and you'll get a perfect, sturdy, sophisticated sentence every single time. And this is the mistake I see all the time. People try to use just a comma. That's what's called a comma splice, and it's basically like building a bridge that's way too weak. It's going to collapse. All you have to do is swap that flimsy little comma for a strong semicolon, and boom, your connection is solid and grammatically perfect. Let's see this in the wild, shall we? The company's innovative. Okay, that's a complete thought. It can stand on its own. It is positioned for growth. Yep, another complete thought. And right in the middle, you have consequently telling you why it's positioned for growth. See how that semicolon comma combo just perfectly builds that bridge between the two ideas? But wait, there's more. These words are actually really flexible. They don't always have to be squished in the middle with a semicolon. You can also use them to start a totally new sentence, which helps connect it back to the one you just wrote. So you've got options, which is cool. You can stick it right at the beginning of a new sentence, which really makes it stand out. Or you can tuck it into the middle of a sentence between commas for a more natural conversational vibe. You can even put it at the very end sometimes, though that's a bit more informal. Each one has a slightly different rhythm. My advice, play around with them and see what sounds best. All right, so now that we know how to build with these things, let's talk about how to use them for repairs. We're going to tackle a super common problem, the dreaded sentence fragment. I bet you've seen this before. Maybe you've even written it. Sergey was not hungry. Cool, complete sentence. But then, because he already ate all the cookies. See how that second part just trails off? It feels incomplete, it can't stand up on its own. That, my friends, is a sentence fragment. So what's the deal here? Well, the problem is the word because. It's not a conjunctive adverb like however or therefore. It's a totally different type of connector, something called a subordinating conjunction. Words like because, since, or although start what's called a dependent clause. And a dependent clause, well, it depends on another part of the sentence to be complete. If it's all by itself, it's just a fragment. But the fix is super easy. First, just get rid of that because. Now, he already ate all the cookies before dinner is a perfectly good sentence on its own. And since we now have two complete sentences, we can join them with our trusty semicolon. Or if you want to get fancy, you could pop a conjunctive adverb in there for extra clarity, like Sergei was not hungry, therefore he had already eaten all the cookies. Okay, so we figured out what these words are and how to use the right punctuation. But why does any of this actually matter? I mean, really, why should you care? Well, here's the payoff. Once you get this down, it makes a huge difference. Your writing starts to have this really nice, smooth flow. The logic between your ideas becomes crystal clear. Honestly, your sentences just sound smarter and more sophisticated. And what does all that add up to? You communicating your ideas with way more confidence and power. Just look at this last one. The journey was long and tiring. Indeed, it took over 12 hours. That little word indeed does so much work. It doesn't just connect, it emphasizes the first part. It adds this layer of authority and nuance. This is the kind of writing that makes people sit up and pay attention. So there you have it. You've got the tools now. You know how to build those strong, clear bridges between all your amazing thoughts. No more choppy, disconnected sentences. Your writing is officially more powerful. The only question left is, what are you going to say with it?